in real time. Also, if you all want to show your faces, we would love to see you. Just because that's always more fun to see people while we're talking on these Zoom sessions. So would love to see your faces if possible. But my name's Irene. I actually work in the global office here at Rice. I'm the global program specialist, and I work with the Paris team to coordinate all student courses and other global related items. So I'll be your point of contact here in Houston in regards to the student programs. And then I'll pass it on to Professor Sparandio to just briefly introduce himself.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, just real quick.
We haven't rehearsed this, so it's a little bit of improv. My name is Christopher Sparandio, and I'm a professor, an associate professor in the Department of Art, and I've been at Rice since 2008. And I'm on sabbatical right now. I actually just got back into Houston after being in Europe for 2 months, where I opened an exhibition of my work in Lisbon in Portugal. I curated an exhibition of Mexican comic art in Riga, Latvia. I screened my new documentary film about the comic book artist Julio Camarena in Berlin. So I've been pretty busy while I've been away from teaching, and yeah, and I teach comics, I make comics, I breathe comics. It's comics is where I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to go through this presentation. Again, feel free to put questions in the chat and we'll get to it at the end. Okay. So again, this is the info session for the 9th Art, History, and Methods of the French Graphic Novel. This is going to take place during our Paris session 2, which is from May 13th through the 31st. It's a 3-week course, and it's 3 credit hours. So again, it's 3 credit hours. The course is open to any Rice undergraduate. There's no prerequisite required, but as you can see here, if you're interested in a lot of different things, this would be a great course for you. And then right now, Chris, this would be a great time if you want to talk a little bit about the course itself, and then we can move on to program details.
Yeah, so I think probably the second largest comic book community in the world is the Franco-Belgian comics community. They in France, comics are known as the ninth art. They're incredibly well respected. People of every walk of life read graphic novels on a kind of daily basis. It's a very different cultural context for comics compared to the U.S., where the U.S. Opinion on comic books is low. I'd compare the scene in the French-speaking world, the comic scene, and compare it to that of Japan. People in Japan really, really love comics. And so 3 weeks in Paris, we're going to look at French comics in English. Of course, I don't speak French. We're going to meet some of the important artists who make comics in the French language, and then of course Paris itself is a cultural capital without rival. The museums in Paris are amazing. We're going to look at drawing. Drawing is really important to making comics, and we're going to go to the Louvre and look at all the drawings in the Louvre. We're going to go to every museum that I can find that has a decent collection, and we're going to look at what they do. And then, so we're going to look at comics, we're going to look at drawings, and then everybody's going to make their own graphic novel in 3 weeks. We're going to make a kind of travel journal in comic book form. And so I think it'll be really a terrific learning process and also incredible document of your time in Paris. And my hope is that at the end of this process, that we'll actually be able to publish maybe excerpted pieces from everybody's travel journals into a comic that we can share physically and share online as well. So it should be a pretty great experience, I think.
Yeah, it sounds really awesome. So I'm excited for this. If I were an undergrad, I would definitely love to take this course. Okay, so we're gonna go to just program details and logistics. Again, those dates are from May 13th through the 31st. They're set dates. So for this program, students will, just because of our residences, they have to arrive the day before to the residence. You're welcome to come earlier to Paris, but the residences themselves won't be available until May 12th. And then checkout from the residences will be the day after the course ends, which would be June 1st. Then again, this is going to take place in Paris, and we do have a center there, and I'll show you pictures of the center itself, which is where you'll have class time. But again, as part of this course, you'll also be doing a lot of excursions. So it'll be divided between time at the center and then time doing outings. Who can apply? Again, any Rice undergraduate students, no prerequisites. So spread the word. This is a great course to take. And a great opportunity to go abroad during the summer. The program cost is $1,200 per credit hour. Since this is a 3 credit hour course, it comes out to $3,600 for tuition. Plus, you have to also account for the travel to Paris, which we've estimated to be $1,000 to $2,500, and the living expenses for 3 weeks, which we've it really can be up to you, because you will have your own small kitchenette. So, you know, if you want to spend less on money, you can buy groceries, that kind of information. But we've said it's approximately $1,000 to $1,500 for the 3 weeks. What is covered? The program will provide housing for all 3 weeks, local travel. So you'll have a Metro card provided to be able to travel to and from your residence to the Rice Global Paris Center. Any kind of excursions that you take for the course, that travel will be provided. So that's going to be covered. Again, any course set excursions that are planned for the course and any tickets and anything related to that is covered by the program. You will be provided with 3 group meals and travel insurance. What's not covered is the airfare to Paris, any passport fees. So if you need to get a passport renewal or get a new passport, you'll have to cover that yourself. If you do have any visa that you need to get, some students are international and they're going to need a visa to enter. That's something that you have to cover. And a ride to and from the airport and anything that's not planned for the course, any excursions or, you know, trips you want to take. Your phone plan and incidentals and most meals are also not covered. But there is, financial aid can cover the summer courses. So if you're looking for financial aid, if you receive that, there may be opportunity for that. It's on a case-by-case basis, so I can't tell you if you're eligible or not. You'd have to contact the financial aid office, but I'm happy to help you figure that out and what the process is. If you're accepted in the course, I help you with how to get that figured out for your specific case. Again, summer tuition does qualify for some assistance, and in some cases, there's grants available as well. Rice Global, our office itself also provides some tuition assistance and also some travel assistance. So we do have questions about that on our applications. If you do think you'll require tuition assistance or travel assistance, indicate that on your form. If you get accepted, we work with the financial aid office to figure out what it is that we can provide coming from us and what would be coming from financial aid office. So that's something that we do help you with during the whole process.
And then
But
if I can interject, some departments also have funds that students can ask for help with travel. So for instance, my department has a couple of different summer travel grants that you write a proposal and then you ask for the help. And that may be the case with other departments around the university, that there's money in all sorts of pockets around Rice, and you just have to know where the pockets are and whose pocket it is.
yeah, I think that's a great point. It doesn't hurt to ask around. I know last year some of our students got funding from their colleges. So you could even ask your college if there's any travel funding available. So I'm happy to help in any way that I can, but there is part of this that you do have to do some research on your own to see if there's other pockets available. But there are some at Rice Global as well, so please indicate that if that is something that you need in the application. As far as Paris itself, I just want to talk a little bit about the residences. So it's very different from colleges. You are in Paris, so our residences are actually old buildings that were converted into apartments, and each residence has individually fully furnished apartments. So the apartments all have their own full bathroom with a shower, a kitchen area, like I said, with a little stove, a microwave, and a fridge, and then we provide plates and utensils. There's table and or a desk area, and you obviously get a bed with linen and pillows provided. We also provide towels. There's a shared washer and dryer, so you wouldn't have to go outside of your residence to get that done. You would just need to get your detergent, and it would be available in the residence. And then all residences actually have like an outdoor garden space or a courtyard that's private. So it's going to be nice during the summer. You can get out there to study or just have some outdoor time if you're home. All the housing is located in this neighborhood. Well, Paris is divided in these arrondissements, and it's in the 13th arrondissement. And it's approximately a 30-minute journey from the different residences to the Paris Center. That's counting like walking and taking the metro, and all of them are in you can take a metro that's like a direct line, so it's only about 7 stops. All the residences are really close to each other. And you know, students, we will have other courses going on at the same time. So you may be there with other students taking different courses, but you'll always have somebody from your course in one of your residences. So you'll always at least know one person from your class, but you'll at least also get to know other students. And I actually stayed at one of these houses when I went to stay in Paris, and they're really lovely. It feels really new. It's like a fancy Airbnb. And this is just a little slide about the neighborhood itself. It's very quiet. It's very safe. There's a lot of street art, which I don't know, might inspire you guys for this course. As you can see, here are the arrondissements that I talked about. So this is the 13th where the residences are located, and then Rice Global Paris Center is right here on the 4th arrondissement. So it's not too far away. And everybody, you'll feel very Parisian getting around the metro and walking. It's a great experience. And then here's just some images that show the Rice Global Paris Center itself. We have place for classrooms. There's also like an outdoor private garden courtyard area that's really lovely. So there's plenty of room for you all here. It's really nice during the summer. The weather and the garden is just so beautiful over there. Okay. And then just finally how to apply. Here's the website. I'll go ahead and show you guys the website itself in a second. But you can use the QR code if you'd like as well. The deadline to apply will be January 26th, and we are wanting to notify students by the week of February 5th. So get your applications in. If there's any questions, the website itself, there's a link where you can send emails to me. But you can email me at paracenter@rice.edu, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And then I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the web page so you see what it looks like. So that QR code lands you here on our landing page. And if you scroll down, you just want to find this course, which is in Paris Session 2. And then you can go ahead and click on it, and it'll take you to the page, which will have all the information we just went over. And if you have questions, you can request information by sending an email here, or if you want to apply, you can go ahead and apply now, and we'll get your application that way. And this info session will be posted here, right here where it says info session registration. I'll put the recording of it here. So if you want to share it with friends or other people that you may know, we would love to have them apply. So that's it for the presentation, but does anyone have any questions?
Sorry, I have one question. I'm not sure if you guys would have the answer, but I was just wondering if this course would fulfill specifically art history, since I'm minoring in it, and I would like to have this class cover for it, but it depends on the curriculum, I guess.
That'd be cool.
So I think you could always ask your department to see if they would make an exception for this to be maybe a credit for the minor, you said. I think it was minor. But as of now, it's not listed that way, correct, Chris?
Yeah, you can always ask your advisor. I think it's a question for your advisor. And then it's really up to them how they want to give you credit for the class in what context.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really just up to them.
It doesn't hurt to ask. So I would say you should ask and see.
I mean, yeah, it really is subjective how they see a particular thing at a particular moment. So it could be a very easy ask for them. It's yeah, it's purely up to the advisor for any major.
Thank you.
I also have a question.
Mhm.
Should we ask for financial aid before, like during our application, or should we wait until we get accepted and ask for financial aid?
So go ahead and indicate that you want financial aid. The question really is asking if you'll be needing financial aid. Once you're accepted, we work with the financial aid office. If you indicated that you need financial aid, while we're doing our acceptance, while we're choosing students, if we think that that student's going to make the course, we immediately contact financial aid to see what aid would be available for the student. So then we can send you, once you're accepted, in the letter being like, you're eligible for this amount of financial aid. And then we send you the form of how to apply for that aid, basically. And it's a simple form. We have a contact with the financial aid office that works directly with us. So we just get that form to her directly, and she can apply that aid for registration.
So we don't need to do anything at this point. We just apply and fill out the form.
Exactly. Just apply and indicate that you will be needing financial aid. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Mhm.
And just to sort of reiterate the class needs to have 12 students in order for it to happen. So if you want to do this, if you want to go, then you need to talk your friends into going as well, which would make it more fun. I would have more fun if 12 of my friends were with me in Paris. That would be,
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll be sending out more emails to get the word out, but always word from your friends is also a good way to give out this information.
and the class itself is structured so that we're meeting 3 hours every day, every weekday, but we'll move some of that around so that in case like one day we're going to the Louvre, we probably want to spend more than 3 hours together at the Louvre. And also, like, maybe it might be nice to have like a Friday where there isn't any class at all in case there's like Friday events. We'll have class meetings and you'll have work time that you'll need to work on your project. You'll have free time in the evening and on the weekend, but it also might be nice to have like one weekday. Like if there's some particular thing in France that you want to do and you need that Friday or that Thursday, I want to work it out so that we can have like that weekday if we need it to do something independently.
Yeah, there's going to be flexibility for sure. Like it's a Paris course. It's going to be much different from coming to Rice and doing classes at Rice. So
yeah, every day is going to be different, and we're going to have visitors. We're going to go out and do things. We're going to do things. We're going to work on things, and so I'm going to really carefully curate our activities relating to the class, and then. One of the things I'm really interested in are these 3 big group meals. Like I want to have a really great welcome dinner. There's some amazing restaurants in Paris, obviously, and that's on Rice. So I'm going to make sure that we eat really well. We'll have a really great welcome dinner. We'll have a really great sort of farewell dinner, and then so the whole class is going to be this terrific cultural experience, making, talking, learning, looking, eating.
sounds perfect for France.
Yeah, 3
Madison,
weeks of
did
that.
you have a question?
Yeah, I have a few. So I guess the first one is along the lines of like financial aid as
Mhm.
well. So I'm looking at the application and it says that there's $100 acceptance fee.
Yeah,
So is that on top of the fee to actually go?
so it is just it kind of goes into the tuition itself, and not it is on top of the fee itself, but if you do not think that you can pay for that, go ahead and indicate that in the comments section. There's a section for questions and comments. This is not something that's being charged for you while you apply. It's only
Okay.
if you get accepted, but we are reviewing that on a case-by-case basis. If, again, like I said, we work with the financial aid office if we think that that's not something that you can cover, we'll waive that fee. So just indicate that in the comment section.
Okay, and then for the short answers on the application, do you have like a rough word count of how short is short or?
No, we just want to hear what your thoughts are on this. So we want to pick applicants that are excited to go, and we just want to hear why like your reasoning is. So there's no word count, just let us know your honest truth on why you want to do this.
Got it. And then, so in terms of like, I guess getting funding, do you have any suggestions of where to look for like scholarships?
Well, indicated on our on here where it says fund Rice Global itself we have our own funding, and then on top of that can be financial aid as well. But as for other places like Professor Sperandio was saying, like maybe check with maybe your major departments to see if they provide any travel awards, or again, I don't know if you're in a college. I know last year, I believe it was Weiss that got a travel award. So there's those places. You know what? I'm gonna look up and see what I can find out, and I'm working on an FAQ page for these courses. So whatever I find out, I'll add on to that. Okay.
Okay,
And
great.
you're
And
welcome to reach out again to me at paracenter@rice.edu, and I can follow up with an email on what I find out. Okay.
then, does this course count as like, I guess, so for just context, I'm like a visual arts major, and so I've been looking for ways to get in some more electives, because I'm graduating soon. So would this count towards the major in any way?
Well, it's an art elective class.
Okay.
And it just depends on if you still need art electives in your transcript. You know, if you and so the person to talk to would be, I guess Josh is the department advisor this year, Josh Bernstein.
Mm-hmm.
And he can look up your, I mean, you can do it as well. You can look up your transcript and see what you need.
Okay, sounds good.
And then, you know, the art department has money. I don't know if, you know, like, I think an interesting idea would be, you know, this art travel money. The Venice Biennale is happening this year, right? It opens in late April and continues all summer, like right up until November. And so I think a great idea would be to write a proposal to go to the Biennale in Venice, and then hook back around or jump over to Paris. There's actually, I was looking to yesterday at train, because I'm going to be in Venice before I go to Paris to teach. And there's a train that goes from Venice to Paris. You have to change, I think you have to change once. And if you book it in advance, it's like 90 euros. It takes all day, but you go through the Alps. Like, I think it would be, I'd pay more than that to take a train through the Alps. It's a stunning trip. So I would think about something like that, like maybe at you know, propose a trip to the Venice Biennale, and then you're in Italy. It's not too far. It's pretty easy to get to Paris from Italy.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you so much.
Sure.
Alrighty. So I think we're good. We're going to end the session. But if there's any questions, again, send an email to paracenter@rice.edu. Thank you.
Okay, Irene, you're good. Do you need anything else from me?
Nope, we're good. Thank you.
Great.